What was it about Brazil, both musically and emotionally, that inspired Favela?
Yeah, the reason was that I went to Tomorrowland, Brazil for the first time, and it was actually my first time in the whole of South America, and I know it's huge. I've always wanted to go there, so this felt like the perfect time to actually start looking into the musical culture. And I come from a percussion background, so my mom is a djembe school, the African drums, and I grew up even as a baby. If I couldn't sleep, she would like drum next to me. I'd fall asleep. And I know that in Brazil, there's also a lot of percussion elements. And yeah, I decided to make a track and I found the favela lyrics, vocals, and then just started playing, making it still Maddix, but in a different way than what I would usually do. And it was specifically made for Tomorrowland, Brazil, for the Brazilian fans, because it was the first time there and such a big show.
Amazing. You've said that working with Brazilian rhythms felt natural because of your percussive background. What did
Yes.
exploring those influences unlock for you creatively, for you as a producer?
Yeah, it's just so much fun to get inspired by a different sound because usually you're in the studio all the time by yourself. And for me, it really helps if I get inspired by some sound, some I don't know, like something that triggers you. And yeah, this percussion, of course, because I've done it so many times myself, it felt natural. And it's really fun to not do your standard tricks, so to say. It's not a trick being in the studio, but to just force yourself to do it in a different way a little bit, and then still make it your own. And yeah, that became Favela. So you still have the acid synth in there that is Maddix, but then you also have a lot more Brazilian drums that I would usually not really use, and I love them. So it was a lot of
Mhm.
fun.
We even with these Brazilian elements, Favela still carries your signature energy and sound. How did you find the balance between honoring a different culture and staying true to who Maddix is as an artist?
Yeah, that was pretty hard, I have to say. It's literally just trial and error. Like I started with the vocal, I told you, and then you start building and you just try some stuff and see if it still works, if it sounds good or not at all. Um, and yeah, in the end, I think I've tried five, six different versions that I then threw out and like changed the kick or changed this. In the end, I decided to add the acid sound, as I just said, like the typical Maddix acid, mixed with the vocals together. And surprisingly, that worked very well. So yeah, I kept it in there and that became Favela.
And you played the song for the first time here, which must have given, of course, given the track a special kind of meaning. And how did that live reaction shape the way you now see the song?
Yeah, that was the very first time I finished it like 2 days before. And I didn't even play it anywhere in a club. I think just m- immediately there for 10,000s of people. And we actually made it even a special moment with the Brazilian flag on stage because I felt like that's the perfect song to do it. And the crowd just went crazy. Like it was really, yeah, insane to see, especially for a song that is not released yet. You don't always get the best reaction immediately. With this one, I did get it. And to have that in Brazil was amazing. And I've been playing it every single set all over the world and everywhere they love it. So it's very cool to see.
Amazing. And your relationship with the Brazilian fans seem to have grown stronger after Tomorrowland, Brazil, and now with the new track. And what is it about the Brazilian crowd that stands out to you compared to audiences in other parts of the world?
Brazilian crowds go crazy, but really crazy. Like I honestly don't know exactly why it is. Um, but I just got back from Sao Paulo like 2 weeks ago, the crowd is just insane. It's just like the moment you start playing, they are so hyped and energetic, and they're screaming and they are dancing the whole time. And you don't have that in other countries. You don't have that a lot. So this is it gets me hyped, and I didn't want to stop playing when I was playing there. I wanted to keep on going actually after already 2 hours. So that's a good sign usually.
And now that Favela is out and your connection with Brazil has become part of your artistic journey, do you see this as a one-time inspiration or the beginning of an even deeper dialogue with Brazilian culture in your music?
I think for sure I want to do more. Um, but now I'm working on different stuff. Like I've so many songs laying around that I want to work on. Also working on something Spanish to again yeah, challenge myself. But 100% I want to go at one point make kind of a follow-up for Favela or yeah, work with the Brazilian culture again, for sure.